This segment is brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
All right, 9:15 right now. Restaurant business, we know it is a tough industry alone, and the pandemic made it even more difficult for restaurants to survive. But Lidia Bastianich has thrived as a chef and restaurateur for nearly 50 years, recently celebrating the 40th anniversary of her flagship restaurant, Felidia. There were not many women in the biz when she began her journey, but the best-selling author and TV host has used her position to make a huge difference.
Families at the best time of their lives are spent at the table together with food. And so all of that was part of me, and I wanted to share it. And I wanted to share the beauty of, I guess, my stories.
Lidia Bastianich's story can now be told from her elegant restaurant, Felidia's, located in a townhouse on Manhattan's East Side. But it all began from modest means in Italy.
I sort of, as a youngster, began helping Grandma into producing food. Now, Grandma, food was scarce, would make food for the whole family. So she had her animals, a courtyard, ducks, geese, chickens. We had rabbits, we had goats. I mean, I would milk the goat in the morning for breakfast. I used to go and help Grandma dig potatoes, to save them for the winter. And the potatoes in my hand were still warm. And I think food, for me, was the connector to Grandma. Most of my life I spent in the United States, but that sort of upbringing, that longing, that understanding food always stayed with me, and food became my go-to, my communicator.
It was the bridge.
Until this day, yes, the bridge back home. And I think a lot of people connect food with emotions, with sentiments.
Lidia spent years in kitchens, so it was no surprise she met her husband while working in the food industry. He always wanted to open a place, and in 1971, the couple did just that.
The chef certainly did, but I was there because I love food, and this is what, we were going to do together. I did end up going in the kitchen. We hired a chef, and I became his sous chef for 10 years.
Those years at the first restaurant was an education she wanted to share with others. Lidia helped form the organization Women Chefs and Restaurateurs, which is now over 2,000 strong.
A group of 8 of us, we decided that, to pull together. And it wasn't so much about, oh, we're women, we're mistreated, crying on each other's shoulder. Our concern was that we wanted women to rise to the top. And one of the problems in our industry was that, how do you rise to the top? You own your own business. Was for women to get the financing to open the restaurants and to get people to listen, so that they will succeed, that they know what they're doing. Banks didn't have the trust in women. They didn't think that women could open a restaurant and make it a success.
Over the years, Bastianich has built a culinary empire with cookbooks, multiple restaurants, a wine-producing vineyard, and hosting cooking shows on PBS.
Here I have just some cornmeal. The cornmeal will just loosen up the cheese and will give it a little crunch.
Besides sharing her recipes with viewers,
Voila.
Lidia has cooked for many famous faces, from Sophia Loren to both Bush presidents and 2 popes. Were you nervous?
Was I nervous? I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. The first dinner for Pope Benedict, we had 55 cardinals, 55, red hats up in there. And so that was kind of up intense. Pope Francis was much more open. He walked into the kitchen by himself with all of us. We were having coffee. He said, "Posso avere caffè con voi? Can I have coffee with you?" He stayed 20 minutes, talked to everybody, blessed everybody.
Her blessed career proves women have what it takes to rule the culinary world.
I always say, forget about gender. Think professionally. Professionally, how am I? And be the best that you can professionally. And then the passion. You have to have this passion and this endurance. And then you got to roll up your sleeves and you got to work.
Really good advice there. Okay, so with multiple restaurants and part ownership of Italy, Lidia continues to prove what women can do in the food industry is enormous. Her most recent cookbook, Felidia, Recipes from My Flagship Restaurant, shares not only recipes, but also her story. So be sure to check it out.